Good afternoon, everyone on YouTube land. Moose coming at you once again with a build update slash stash ad. Let's dig right in and go down to the table and see what's going on. Alright, so I figured the first model that we'd go ahead and take a look at would be the McLaren that I've been working on. As you can see at this point, I've got the interior completed and assembled, put on the dashboard. Wheels are all put on, and swing it around so you can get a view of that. Put that back window on. I've got the side windows. This is a little, as you can see, a little loose, but that fits into the upper part of the body. So, but yeah, decals back there. And I have the doors. There's one of them. So again, used zero paints on these, both their diamond clear coat as well as the actual paint, and you can see the amazing finish that came out with. Windows are a little dirty. I gotta get my fingerprints off those and touch up the black that they call for. I mean, you can see it from the side profile, it's a little messy, but. And then the interior of the door, you might be able to tell the clear coat reacted with the paint. I don't know if it was just too humid or what, but it also kind of gives it more of a carpety look like the real Alcantaras as well. So I've got both of those done. Started painting up the headlight lens surrounds. I gotta retouch them up, do a second coat of those. The windows for the back, they also are done, painted from the inside of course so that it matches how the car would be. And then I had decaled this piece. There's actually two decals that go on it. There's another one that goes all the way up and around all this, and it slid after I had put about 2 or 3 coats of Mark Fit Strong on it. So I ended up having to scrape it off. I mean, as you can see, it still ended up messing up that decal in the center there with like the mesh surface, so I'm gonna have to mask and paint that off. I'm kind of bummed about that. Haven't done anything on the body yet. That's probably my next step now. I gotta paint the inside the same color as the interior, get all that done, and then I gotta mask off along the bottom here on both sides, and I believe there's up here that I need to do yet as well, and then get this into the body shop, quote unquote. So at first I didn't think that the actual zero paint was much different from the color of the plastic, but if we hold the door up here, it's still subtle, but it's definitely a variation. There's no mistaking the color, so that's coming along pretty good. Next, I've been working on the Meng C-17 egg plane, so it's more or less done. I mean, the wings and everything like that are assembled. I've got a little more cleaning up to do on the seam lines. I got to get the cargo, got to paint in there and get the decal on that surface. Got to mask that before I can paint because there is windows there. They're nice and deeply set in at least. And then the little tank also needs painted. So, and the other one I've been working on is a Hasegawa egg. It's a zero. So this one I'm almost thinking is a little older or something. It doesn't quite feel good. Yeah, I guess. So as you can see, I painted the interior, the cockpit, the black. I gotta find out what the final color is, but I did that at least. No work on the BMR mine roller as well. Still, need to get back to this one soon. I've been neglecting it, but I said I'm working on some Christmas gifts, so unfortunately, that's the one that's getting pushed to the side. F-22 egg plane. You know, basic assembly done. Needs some paint. I think that's it for my models. So let's swing back up and we'll take a look at some stash ads. Alright, so like I said, I've got a few stash ads. Couple of them, well, one of them I bought. One of them my mother found for me at a resale auction type thing. And then I've got 4 more that were sent to me by a good friend Ed. So the one that I purchased, I got at Hobby Lobby. Some of you might actually recognize it. Is the Airfix 148th P40. It's on clearance for like $4. So I could not resist and said, yeah, why not? The box was ripped, that was all. But looking at the contents, everything is there. So I think I'm going to see about some alternate markings, find an aftermarket decal set, maybe see what kind of aftermarket stuff exists for the kit, and maybe go for a more detailed one versus the one that I'd done before. So the one that my mom found for me is from Hobbycraft. I had never heard of Hobbycraft. It is a 1/72 scale Beach C45F. There's not a lot of detail. I mean, you can see there's 2 sprues plus the clear sprue. Real small aircraft. The only disappointing thing was that no decals. So I'm either gonna wing a paint scheme, figure out how to mask. I have access from a couple different people for a Cricut, so maybe I'll make my own stencils and do so. Figure that one out at some other point. That one's going into the stash for a while. And I guess continuing on the trend with the Hobbycraft. So these came in courtesy of my buddy Ed, like I said. So this one is also a Hobbycraft. It's a Hawker Hurricane Mark II BCD in 1/40 scale. So it's another older one as well. Looks to be a pretty good kit. I mean, it's clearly old. There's, again, 2 sprues plus a clear. Decals are included this time. But panel lines are huge. I mean, they're recessed, but they're huge, so take a good wash. So it's funny because I've been wanting the Airfix 1/24 scale Typhoon, but it's about impossible to find. So I thought that was kind of cool because I've been wanting to do a Typhoon, but you know, that 1/24 scale, the ones I have found are just so outrageously expensive. I'm like, I'm not paying that price. So if I come across one, I will, but that'll suffice me for now. Another Hobbycraft one, and it's one of their Elite series, I guess is what they call it. It's a Sea Fury FB Mark II, another 1/48 scale kit. Again, older. This one, you know, has actually 3 sprues, but the thing that sets this one apart is there is lots of glare. There we go. Photo etch sheet. Really, really thin photo etch, and it's got quite a bit of detail, so that'll be pretty cool. Very basic markings, you know. So that one will also end up going to the stash. I mean, I've got, for the foreseeable future, I've got to finish some Christmas gifts. Next up is, oh Lord, I'm not even sure what scale this is. A Revell F89 Scorpion. Nowhere on this box does it say what scale it is. That's funny. But very vintage Revell. Everything's still in the bag. I don't want to. I mean, everything's falling off of the sprue trees as it is, so it's loose in there. But oh man, I just realized that the rudder is broken. Oh, maybe it's designed that way. Yeah, it definitely is. Okay. Phew. So, let's see what the instructions say. 1/77th scale, not second, 77th. Copyright 1987, so that one's definitely old again. Decals, very yellowed, so we'll see what we can do with that. And the final kit is a Airfix 1/48th? Yeah, 1/48th Supermarine Spitfire VB. So obviously based on the box art is old markings, old kit. I've heard stories about older Airfix, so we'll see. Very basic markings on this one again. No, not much in terms of stencils. I mean, it looks to have some pretty, it's raised panel lines on this one, so might be a good experiment for making those raised ones into recessed. And then one other sprue. It's got like the wings, fuselage, one half of it. Let's see how well these fit together. That's not bad. Well, it's not saying much, and then there's just a few loose parts in the box. So, hope you all enjoyed seeing the new stash ads, the build updates. Sorry I haven't done many videos lately. Just a lot on my mind, a lot of things going on, so working on a lot of photography stuff, believe it or not. I've been getting really into photography. That's part of the reason why I started doing YouTube videos, is my fancy new digital camera and everything like that. But now that it's starting to get a little cooler and stuff like that, you know, it's not as much fun to get outside and go spend time in parks and out in nature and stuff like that. So I'll probably be turning back towards models heavily here soon. I mean, obviously, like I said, I gotta finish Christmas gifts, but anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Have a good one.